guys, I'm going to do a video about some things that you should think about before you get your own rabbit. Now, these are my personal beliefs and only my personal beliefs. They might be the same for other people, and you guys might not agree to other things in the comments below. But please no rude comments are saying, oh, that's not true, oh, yada, yada, yada. These are my personal beliefs. I think if the rabbit's going to be more aggressive if you don't, touch it all the time, then that's how it's gonna go. That's what I think, and that's what I am gonna think. Now, please no rude comments saying, oh, no, it's not like that. No, if you touch the rabbit, yeah, like that. So, yeah, let's get started. The first thing you think about it, are you gonna be allergic to anything? The hay, the straw, the bedding, the rabbit itself, where it's getting kept, is anything you're keeping, are you allergic to the rabbit itself? And no, I know a couple people that had a rabbit, but they had to get rid of it because they couldn't keep it because they were allergic, or their siblings were allergic, or they were allergic to the stuff that they were using. So make sure that you're not allergic to any of that stuff. Now, if you're a horse person like me, or you have goats or something, you're probably going to be around an animal that needs hay and stuff, and bedding. You're probably not going to be allergic to the hay and stuff because you're going to have a rabbit, and rabbits need hay. But if you're not a person that's around goats and horses and turtles, because turtles do need bedding, and animals big stocky animals that need mainly shavings, rabbits need shavings too. But I will do a separate video about safe litter and non-safe litter too. But you should always make sure that you're not allergic to anything. And if your brother, make sure if you share a room that your sister or brother or whoever you're sharing a room with is not allergic to that things either, and they're okay with a rabbit living inside if you are keeping them inside. Number 2, make sure they have enough space. Now, if they're inside in a small pet store cage, they need to be let out about 20 or 15 minutes at least a day. If you can let them out more than that, please do. Maybe about 30 to 45 minutes, that would do, because then they can run around and binky and whatever. So if they're inside, you can let them roam around your room, but make sure you block off any areas where they can get under stuff and then you can't reach them, or if they get, or an area where they can get stuck, or maybe if there's or maybe if you keep something in your room that they can't get it. And if they live outside in the pet store cage, they still need to get 20 to 15 at least, same thing, minutes outside a day to run around, binky, whatever. So if they are in a pet store cage or a smaller hutch, like Tiffany and Star are in a small hutch because they came in it, but we still have them have a large access thing, and sometimes we let them even graze. So if you have a smaller cage, make sure that they can run around, if you bring them inside for their playtime, preferably in their living room if they have a smaller cage. Same thing with inside, you can bring them in your living room, but make sure you don't have any dogs around or animals, especially if you let them outside. Make sure there's no animals that could hurt them, and maybe make sure there's a closed-in area, and make sure that there is areas blocked off where they can go under and get out of your yard. Make sure you watch them at all times. Make sure there's your dog or cat's not around, unless your cat or dog's good with rabbits and your rabbit knows them. Make sure there's no poisonous plants around, because then they can die if they eat it, because rabbits don't really know if they're it's a poisonous, they just eat it anyway, so you have to be careful. Okay, so number 3, you have to make sure that you have the time and money for them. Rabbits take up a lot of time and money. Money is the hay, the bedding, the food, the pellets, the houses, their health checks maybe. I don't health check my rabbits, but I health check them, but I don't take them to the vet. If you live in the UK, you need to give them a type of shot so they don't get sick. All these things you need to think about because it's expensive. My hays cost $20 in a big bale though. Make sure if you have a feed store by or a horse store or something like that, you can buy hay there. You can buy stuff there. There's bedding in the litter places that it's for horses, but it's safe for them. You don't have to go to the pet store and buy all this fancy stuff that costs $30 with a small little thing. You don't have to do that. You can just go to a pet store and buy that. Number 4, can you like afford the rabbit physically? Can you like afford to buy the rabbit? Like, you got all the rabbit stuff. Can you buy the rabbit? Because sometimes rabbits can be very expensive. I sometimes look up I used to look up where if rabbits were for sale, and oh my, there was like an Angora rabbit. He was for $200, and it was just so expensive. So make sure you have enough money to buy the rabbit physically. Five? Yeah, five. I'm pretty sure. So I'm not really keeping track of the numbers, but sorry. Number 5. Make sure, just really make sure that you're going to actually spend time with it. Because in my opinion, if you're just gonna leave it in a little small cage, like a small pet store cage, and you're not gonna ever touch it or like play with it or let it out, it's gonna build up aggression. That's my opinion. It's gonna build up aggression. Thunder, he used to be really aggressive. He didn't like being touched. He doesn't like being touched really anymore, but he has a large area, but he's okay with being handled. Before, he was terrible at being handled. He would jump out of your arms, so you gotta have him in a secure area. You have to make sure that your rabbit is that you still have time with it. Because if you don't have time, it can build up aggression, I can't speak, aggression in that cage, and then when you let it out or gonna pick it up one day, it's gonna bite you. And sometimes rabbits can't lunge at your hand, and they do hurt. It does hurt. I already got bit by a rabbit 2 times already, not by lunging, just by accidentally biting, but it hurts. Especially if they even if they don't meet it, still hurts. If they meet it, it will hurt a lot. Because rabbits that have aggression, they don't want you near it, so they will lunge at you and bite you. There's this person on YouTube, my friend, she was bonding a rabbit, and she was going to separate them with her hand, but she wasn't wearing a glove, because the glove, they just got on a fight really quick. She didn't have time to put on the glove. She was trying to separate them, but then the rabbit accidentally lunged at her hand instead of the rabbit, and so she has a big scar on her hand. So you have to make sure that the rabbit doesn't build up aggression. Number 6, make sure, I don't know if I said 6 2 times, I think it's 7 or 6, I don't know, 6, 7, yeah, we're just going to go with 7. 7, make sure it's a male or a female, because if it's a male, and these are my personal beliefs, if it's a male and a male, they usually fight unless they're brothers. That's usually what I think. They fight because they don't like each other. Like, get away from me. And they like to, they just like to do stuff, fight. A mom or a daughter and a mom, or a daughter and a sister is good. Female and females are good. They don't really fight unless they have aggression problems. It's basically the same with all rabbits. They usually just fight because of aggression problems, but yeah. Boy and a female, you can have, as long as the female is spayed and the male is neuter. If one is spayed, it is fixed. Like if the female's spayed and the male's not fixed, or if the male's fixed and the female's not, it's still gonna work because they can't have children because it's just, they can't have children either way. But make sure, I usually have them both fixed, especially the male. I usually have the male fixed. If they're together, you should usually have the male fixed. Because if you don't, they can't have babies, and then babies can have babies. And then sometimes people can't take care of the babies, and they'll leave them on the side of the road. So please don't be those people. Number, that was 7, 8. This is my last one, okay? Have fun with your rabbit. Don't, you're gonna have fun. This is all, but, just have fun with it. With all this, make sure you just have fun with it. Make sure it's something you love. But if you can't keep it and you're not really enjoying it, make sure you can't really keep it anymore. Make sure you give it to a nice home. And if it is a rabbit shelter, give it to a rabbit shelter, but preferably not a dog shelter because they don't really know how to care for their bunnies. But just make sure it has the best life with you. Make sure it's all amazing. Make sure you love it. Make sure you think it's having the best life. Make sure you think it's giving the best food. Make sure you think you're giving it the right things and everything. So please just have fun with your rabbit. Have a good time. And just, if people are like, well, no, that's different food. You need to switch their feed. Well, if you think it's good for your rabbit, you should be feeding on it. I get food from the feed store. It's perfectly fine. Some people hate the feed store because they have mixed feed. I get my feed from the feed store. It's not mixed. It's Timothy. It's just some people just oh, you need to feed it straight hay. Oh, I used to feed my rabbits straight hay because someone told us to, but that wasn't healthy for them. They need the pellets to kind of like help their immune system too. Like if you're not feeding the pellets, you should like substitute that for like more lettuce. More, you should only feed Brussels sprouts without a non what's it called, non pellet diet. You should only do that. So please just have fun and make sure you know you're feeding it what you think you should be feeding it. Make sure you're comfortable with it. Make sure just all this fun stuff. So yeah, my name's Kate and I hope you enjoyed, and more videos coming up hopefully. Bye!